This is one of the things we're working on switching up. So in the future, it'll probably show the resource first, and not the organization, but we started by identifying organizations and then learning about the resources that they had. So this is a TechTown thing. This shows up as a great match for me. I can show you what that means in a minute. But this is the program, Retail Program Boot Camp. And it says, multi-day program designed to help launch retail businesses, scheduled for January, I see a typo, that should be 2013. For more information or to register, email programs at TechTown WSU. So then I can click here. Here's some more details. The delivery method, this class is live in person. Sometimes it might say like it's a webinar or something like that. Retail trade, these are the topics they're going to cover. Finance and accounting, production, operations, marketing, sales, customer service. Here's the address. There's sometimes as a resource contact. Currently no individual listed, so you just have to call TechTown. I can add this to my bookmarks if I want. So I add that, and then on the front page where they had where we had the dashboard, there was another little tab across the top on the other side of profile that said bookmarks. So if I want to come back later, you know, you're sitting at the computer and you're researching all of these things, and well, that's cool, but it's 11 o'clock at night, I can't call them now, right? But you want to call them later and follow up and see if it's a class that you might be interested in. So you can bookmark it and find it without going all the way through your question picker again. So that's that. Now I said I'd show you how this is a profile match great, and then this one, the Midland, Michigan Downtown Development Authority. So I can see that one's, you know, they have something that I match to good, but it's 109 miles away, right? So probably not great. But I'll show you where that match is coming from. If you recall the questions that we asked you in the profile, right here. So TechTown calls out that they have specialty, some of their programs specific for women-owned businesses, some of their programs, they specialize in, you know, retail trade, programs and businesses that serve into the general public. They can help you put your plan together to get a bank loan. They work with the people who are developing their business plan, etc. So all of these things matched because we have TechTown tagged as an organization that specializes in one way or another with those different things. So that class comes up first, and then here again is the details. And then I could go back to my results. Now I said that I would show you ways to filter and sort. Once I'm here now, I have my results. Now let's say, you know, I'm also kind of interested not just in education, but I want to say, instead of education in the retail trade, now I'm thinking, what about money? Can I get a loan? So let's look up loans. Now I'm going to update my matches and see what happens. So once you get there, you get the whole list of all the categories of resources that we have come up with, and you don't have to necessarily go through the questions again. So here's TechTown again, look at that. Mostly because it's only 3 miles away from me too. So we sort by the matching, but then within the match, like this is a great match, this one's a very good match, there might be another very good match. Here's 2 good ones, but the one that shows up first is going to be based on distance to me. So here you're getting more details now. Here's a whole bunch of money options that I can start looking at and read some of these descriptions and see if these are anything that I might qualify for. Maybe bookmark it to come back later and call them. One of them, I know that CEED is on this list also because they have money, but I think one of the things that happens, so here's where I say you have to bear with me. So Michigan Center for Empowerment and Economic Development is there, but it's showing 33 miles away. This is one of the issues that we ran into. We inventory an organization, we put the headquarter address in there. So CEED has a headquarter office in Ann Arbor. So now they have a Detroit office also, and these services are readily available to you right here, but we have to figure out a way not to duplicate organizations and duplicate resources, but to figure out how we can tag it appropriately so that all of the different locations are. SBTDC gave us quite a fright. For years we tried to figure out how we were going to inventory all 86 Michigan offices without duplicating all of the classes that they repeat in all these different places. So we started inventorying the class itself at the headquarter level, but then it gets matched and says that it's, you know, the class is in Grand Rapids, but it's offered all over the state. So we're working with the technical team on how to navigate some of those changes. So you have to dig a little bit. It's not going to do all the work for you, but we really have done a lot of work identifying. We have over 2,500 organizations here and over 5,000 resources, including resources from federal agencies, exporting programs, some matching money kind of thing for exporting that the state was doing a little bit earlier this year, and we can help you find those things. Anybody have any questions? There's a couple other filters here at the top. You can go, you know, if you don't want any of these profile characteristics to affect your match, and you say, you know what, it doesn't matter, I just want to know everything that's available to me, you can uncheck all of these things and sort again, and then it will just give you everything that's in that category list of resources. You can also say, I got no transportation, so I'm gonna just go here, I wanna go to the things that are closest to me. You can say, I wanna sort only by mileage, so then that Midland thing wouldn't show up. Because, or I mean, it would, but it would be down the list, right? So you're only gonna get the things that are closest to you. Questions? Wow, no questions. I still have a lot of questions about it. I could come up with a whole bunch of questions. Yes?
I would have a question, but I just think it's a really great tool.
Thank you so much.
It's really exciting in terms of all the information that you've gathered.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're working really hard on it. It has, it has some quirks to it at the moment, but we're trying to figure them out. And that's the other thing too. There's a number of different places. When you get to the resource detail, or you get to the match page, and even on the login page, there are places all over this website that say feedback or contact us. Really, 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 truly appreciate and am grateful for all the feedback. So if you tried it and you've got a result list that this doesn't have anything to do with what I'm doing, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but this is tagged wrong, or I called these people and I'm not a match for them, so you should have different restrictions or different information. We're a small operation and we're doing the very best we can, so if you can help us identify where we need to make those fixes, like I can go right now back to the office and fix that 2012 date, so you guys don't think that's already passed. That kind of information is really helpful to us and very, very, very much appreciated. And if at any time you're looking for something and you don't find it either, but you suspect that it's out there, you can call me directly and I can try to put you in touch with some of our partners, CEED or whoever. I'm out this is what I do all day long, is run around and find out what everybody else does and then tell people about it and try to get the right people connected to the right thing. So really have the best job in the city. Yes? Yeah.
I was going to wait for the mic, but I'll go ahead and go.
Oh.
Now, I know you listed just a few of the areas that you have resources in. Is marketing one of those areas? Do you help?
Yeah, so with marketing, one of the things we tried first was to say, like, do we want to just have like categories of information like marketing, human resources, etc., or do we want to say first, like, what is the resource? So it's a class, then it would be education, and then under education you pick the topic, marketing. And how we distinguish education from consulting is education it's a curriculum-based thing. Somebody has a prepared presentation on marketing philosophy or whatever, and that's the same for everybody. Or it's consulting, which is you're getting kind of a more one-on-one direct conversation about your own business, your own challenges, your own needs. And then there's another category on here which nobody can understand what it is, and we're going to change the label of it. But right now it's called business support functions, and it was meant to be the operations of a business, marketing, human resources, things like that. But instead of education or consulting on that topic, a more direct technical assistance where somebody's going to come and help you do it. We've identified a number of colleges and universities in the state, for example, where they'll have like marketing students that will help you put a marketing plan together, or they'll help you execute some project in your business. So that would be under business support function, and then again, the category or the topic would be marketing. So it's a little bit of a quirk. We're kind of trying to decide if it makes sense to go back to like, first you look for marketing, and then it's like, how do I want that marketing guidance delivered? So we're working on that. But if you have any questions about it, you can always ask us. There was another question back here too, yes?
Yes, if you have a resource that we think would be of value for you to put on the website, will we contact you, or how do we pass that information on?
Yes, and thank you very much. It's the other thing that we really appreciate. There's two ways you can do that. You can contact me directly with my information's on the card in the back. And then there's another place on the very front page of this, on the bottom, it says I have, let's see, I don't know if I can get back to let's go back to my dashboard. So here, contribute resources. And that's a little bit of little bit misleading. I would say that I'm going to change that language to submit resources for consideration, because we did a lot of work creating a very standardized system for what is a resource. We have a litmus test, like what it has to pass, like these certain areas before we consider it a resource. And then within that, then how do we categorize it? And it's important that we remain consistent with the categorization so that the matching works. So we don't just let people like put things on, but absolutely draw to my attention whatever it is that you think qualifies, and we'll make that determination and get that information on there. Anybody else? I want to introduce our Wayne State marketing student intern also, he's a rock star. He just came on board to help me. This is Brendan Doucette, and Brendan is also available to ask questions and take information. You can email him too, and one of us will help you get back to you.
We have time for one more question, so I saw your hand.
I'd like to know, do you offer tools or do you offer services for, I own the business right across the street from here, the tailor shop, the alteration shop.
Okay.
And I need signage. Are there grants or are there loans available for that? The strip mall, the management company, they're supposed to be redoing the front, but that's a process. And so are there funds available for signage and things of that nature? I have equipment and I've been in business for 10 years, so.
Okay, two things. First, we don't offer those resources or services or tools. The thing that we offer is information about what everybody else offers, right? So we have identified, I couldn't say with 100% certainty that there's a current facade grant available to your area, but I can say that we have identified those kinds of resources in other areas that some eventually expire. But if it's available and we don't have it on the system, we might be able to help connect you with the person that can answer that question more specifically. Because I'm not sure that I ever identified with certainty a facade grant or a signage grant matching. Usually with something like that, it might be a matching thing too. So you'd have to put up half the money kind of thing. Those things are available in certain areas. I'm not sure if it's available for you, but if you call me, I can help you find the person that we can ask and find out for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you to all of our resource partners, Nancy and Henry, for the wealth of information. And one key thing that they mentioned is that their services are no cost to low cost. So you definitely want to make sure to tap into those resources. Thank you all. At this time, we're going to give you all a brief 5-minute break.